Good morning, Coach Pragel's classroom. I'm Chloe Kingston, and welcome to 55 Minutes of History. This morning, I will be joined by none other than Sir Francis Bacon, an English philosopher, scientist, and author whose writings popularized methods for the scientific inquiry during the Scientific Revolution and the English Renaissance in the 1630s. It's good to have you this morning, Francis.
Thanks so much for having me.
So please tell our audience here, what was your biggest accomplishment?
I created the Baconian method, also known as the scientific method. You know, the thing you learned in the 6th grade?
Well, they do call you the father of the scientific method. I'm curious to know why you created it.
In my time, science was not so much about reason, but based on pure faith. I knew that science could be used for a larger purpose. In my mind, science should only be used for charitable purposes, to make life a little bit easier. I created empiricism, forming a set of empirical and inductive methods known as the Baconian method. I began conducting experiments which led to inventions, and those inventions are what paved the way for the Industrial Revolution.
Well, you influenced some of history's biggest names, such as Queen Elizabeth, King James I, and Thomas Jefferson with your essays.
I was mostly aiming to mold the policy designs of the powerful nobles and the head of state. I was elected in Parliament in 1584 and remained there for 36 years. I was also a politician.
So what makes you so different than other famous scientists in the scientific revolution?
I think what made my work so great was the fact that I focused on inductive reasoning rather than the philosophical parts like Aristotle did. I took advantage of our Earth's resources and made science not about thought, but about what actually is.
Yes, you were so motivated to get away from that philosophical way of thinking.
This was all going on during the Protestant Reformation when the church was splitting. Mankind was so focused on just believing in something and not searching for what can be discovered. That's why I created the scientific method, to bring mankind to experimentation and learning. So I wrote essays and lots of works explaining these theories in hopes that it would catch the attention of some rulers.
Well, you definitely caught King James I's attention.
Yes, I was knighted in 1603.
Thank you so much for joining me this morning, Francis. Next up, we have a special on Bacon's personal life, featuring his 14-year-old wife, Alice, and the man that Bacon was actually in love with. Like the ding.